Today, I want us to talk about the fascinating world of herbal medicine. Herbal medicine has been used for centuries, dates back to the ancient time. In the past, people have used parts of plants, animals, and some things that were ordinarily not part of their diet. Over the time, people use their instinct. They use try and error. They look at what will really work, what will not work. Then they will be able to isolate the good ones or the good herbs from the bad herbs. And it was very effective because, but some of the plants were also not effective. So it was, as I said earlier, as a result of try and error that most of our forefathers used. And this knowledge has been transferred by word of mouth from generations to generation. And what they used was their instincts, observations, tastes, and other things to treat illnesses. Herbal medicine or medicinal plants are diverse. And if I tell you that there are about 50,000 to 70,000 plant species that have been used for their therapeutic properties at various times. Even in present day, conventional medicine, some conventional medicines uses herbs or plant-based or plant-derived chemicals in conventional medicines. In India, Ayurveda, they have about 2,000 plant species that they used in various medicines for various illnesses. In China, they boast of about 5,000 traditional medicines, predominantly of plant origin, for their various medications and treatments. So, I can tell you that approximately over 500 herbs are still, as we speak, employed or used in various conventional medicines. Example is digoxin, that medication that is used in treating heart failure. It's isolated from a common plant called foxglove. Foxglove, and I think you know that plant. That's and then the contraceptive pills. Most of them are also derived from these kind of plants. But these medicinal plants have some immense potential both for our health and our economic advantages. But despite their benefits, most of our governments were not giving attention to these plant-based medicines. Until recently, that conventional medicines and most medicines in our market have gone very high astronomically. Prices are going up, and people don't know what to do. Then people now have decided to resort to conventional medicines, and then plant-based medicine. They get to their backyard, they find some herbs they can use, they think they can use to treat some diseases, and they resort to it. But the World Health Organization approximates that about 80% of the people in developing countries still use traditional medicines. And that is huge. In Africa, Asia, we use this in treating so many diseases, including malaria, diabetes, hypertension, sickle cell, dermatological disorders, and so many things. But exploration and utilization of these plant medicines offer great promise in addressing healthcare challenges and in providing accessible and effective treatment. However, we need to look at the safety and quality and then standardization of these herbs that we use. So it's not just a matter of picking any plant on the street or along in the bush and then you come to use it. No, there are so many things that you have to look at. But in the past, herbal medicine or tradition or herbs did not have any laid down procedure, as in you get to the farm, you get to your backyard, and you have ginger, and you decide to pick it and use it for its benefits. What dosage, what quantity are you supposed to use? Which part of the ginger are you supposed to use? So we didn't know that. But what we looked at was the body system it affects. So, for instance, uh, these plants, either they can be classified as either being sedative, antiseptic, or diuretic. And so the extent of the impact they have on the different body systems, what gave the call to use a particular herb. So now, if you take, for instance, the skin, and you want to use any medicine for the skin, or any herb for the skin, what you are looking at is how it will disinfect your skin. If you're having itches, will it help you to go? If your skin has become redness, or is sore, you have soreness of the skin, you are looking for something that is going to make your skin tougher and tightens the skin. You want a product that is going to remove waste products from your skin. If you have cuts, if you have wounds, what herbs can help you cure it? That is what people were looking at for the skin. The immune system was not also left out. Okay, you are looking for plants or herbs that will encourage your immune system to respond to a ward of infections. And you need herbs that is going to make your immune system so strong. Respiration, your respiratory system. What herbs? What do you want the herbs to do for it? You are having mucus. You need a herb or plant that you take in, and it will help you stimulate the coughing up of these mucus. It suits your irritated memories, and then your bronchioles will be relaxed. That is what you are looking for from the herbs you are taking. You are not just taking the herbs. So with that, there are so many other body systems we can't talk of. The heart, your urinary tract, your digestive system. What foods do you take to aid in digestion? These were the things that we looked at. I have said earlier, we didn't have any constituents and all those things, talk of specific. No, all we are looking for is, that when you take pepper, this is what it's going to do for your body. But as science goes on, as research and other things increase, we have now been able to isolate active ingredients from various plants. So, for instance, we know that maybe this herb contains vitamins. So if I need vitamins, I take it. We can extract volatile oils from certain plants. So I need that particular oil for something, I can extract it. We need flavonols, phenols, saponins, psychogenic glycosides. All these are chemicals. When you take turmeric, this active ingredient, curcumin. When you take ginger, gingerols, shagals. So we have now been able to isolate active ingredients from these plants. And so if you know that, okay, this disease that you are suffering, this active ingredient can do, so you know straightly you are going to for this particular plant or herb. But there's one very important thing we need to look at: the quality of our herbs. People, when you go to so many African countries, the herbs are in our backyards. We do so many things in our backyards. So that makes the herbs we have in our backyard not safe to use. So if you want to get all the benefits from the various plants that we're going to use, what you're going to look at is how you are going to treat these herbs, how they are cultivated, if you bring them home, how you dry them, how you process them, and they are correct. Because maybe drying, even in certain plants, drying them, do you need to dry them for a day or two? What sort of sun? Are you supposed to dry them over fire? Are you supposed to do it in the sun? These are the things you have to consider, so that you don't damage the plant, so that the benefits that you're supposed to get from it is not destroyed. In the past, those in conventional based medicines did not believe that herbs can treat disease. But with advancements in science, and we being able to isolate active ingredients. Now that thinking is changing. That thinking is changing very at a very faster rate. Uh, we need there's something that separates herbal medicine or herbs from conventional medicine, and that is synergy. We use whole plants. Mostly we don't rely on active ingredients. It is those who are in conventional medicine who want to use herbs that will resort to active ingredients. But we use whole plants. So for instance, if you take turmeric, it contains the active ingredient is curcumin. But it doesn't contain only curcumin. It contains other ingredients that is also beneficial for your health. So in traditional medicine or in herbal medicine, we use whole plants so that we can get more benefits than somebody who is taking it with the active ingredients only. How does these plants affect us? The chamomile is known for its calming effects. It soothes anxiety, promotes better sleep, and aid in digestion. Peppermint has a very refreshing aroma. When somebody brings peppermint to an environment you are immediately hear that there's some kind of menthol scent around. It relieves the digestive issues, alleviate headaches, and help you for nasal decongestion. Turmeric, as I mentioned earlier, the active ingredient, curcumin, very powerful anti-inflammatory compound. It supports your joints, it boosts your immune system, it improves your brain health. So every plant has specific role to perform in our bodies. And in our subsequent videos, we're going to connect how you add these plants when you put them together. I've told you earlier that when you put plants together, when you put different herbs together, it aids in absorption of various nutrients from the various plants. So that is basically what we're going to look at. So herbal medicine offers a holistic approach to health. It focuses on treating the underlying cause of ailments rather than just symptoms. Creams. So when you go to any herbal medicine shop, you can get some in capsules. You can make them in creams. You can even you just make a tea in your house and you consume. That's all part of natural medicine. But there's something I also need to talk about. Ecological consideration. Balancing herbal medicine and then the environment. When people get to know a particular plant is very good for their health, they tend to make it get into extinction. There are some plants that is very difficult to plant. For example, saffron, a herb that was extensively used as contraceptive by women, is within the carrot family. That plant, because of how good it was, people harvested it till the time that it is now in extinct and is now an endangered species. So you don't have it's hardly can you get saffron as a herb. So what do? As we harvest plants for their medicinal purposes, we need to be replanting them. So what we will try to advise you is that in as much as you want us to continue to be able to use our herbs for the various things that we want it to do for us, we need to be planting and be able to cultivate them. What does it cost to plant ginger in your backyard? Take a rhizome, just a piece, put it into the soil, water it. By the time you realize in 6 months, your ginger is ready. So we also have to now consider whole plant medicine. So herbal medicine, as I said earlier, our focus is on the whole plant. Scientific research is increasingly shedding light on the concept, demonstrating that the therapeutic effect of many herbs, such as ginkgo, arise from the intricate interaction among their numerous active ingredients. So then you can pick a plant that have about 3, 4, 5 active ingredients. So when you isolate one, it becomes less effective. So that's why we want to preach to people to consider using whole plant-based herbs. Whole plants, not active ingredients. Yes, you can use active ingredients, but you will not get the benefit as someone who is going to use whole plant. So today, what we wanted you to understand is that herbs are effective. Herbs treat so many diseases, but you need to consider its quality, safety, and then dosage. Our foods we eat are all herbs. They have numerous diverse benefits for our health. But if they are outside of the food you eat and you want to take any herb, you need to really consult extensively so that you don't come tomorrow and tell us that I use herbs and I got this side effect. Because I've told you earlier that some herbs can give you some adverse effects if not taken the right way. Thank you very much. See you.